What's up, fam? And welcome back to episode 7. I just feel like we need. No, we always do that. I think we need like a different song or like some kind of entry song or I don't know. I don't know because it's like you're giving this huge welcome, like, hey, what's up? And then, yeah. Anyway. So what are we talking about today, Velasquez?
Keeping the fire going. How did date night go?
Oh, right. So last week, our charge was for the whole week, you needed to be on some type of thought process of what you were going to do on a date night. So you had a whole 7 days to think about what that one day was going to look like. So did we pass or fail?
You and I?
Well,
with the family
correct.
Out there in podcast land.
Yes.
So hopefully you were intentional. I want to say shame on us because we just sent the charge and expected people to just go.
Well, I mean, when you think date night,
Yeah.
most of us dated before we got married anyways. If you didn't date the person that you're married to, then that's weird. Yeah. I mean, and if there's anybody out there and you tell me that you guys never dated before,
then it was an arranged marriage. I mean, that's the only way. You have to have gotten together. You have to have had some planning. So, but we know that we are talking about keeping the fire going, and since that's the topic of our podcast for the next few weeks, we should have, and I'll fall on the sword on this. I should have given you a little bit of tips of how to make sure that this goes according to plan. So, take it away.
do it.
All right. So before the night begins, you must agree on a couple things and you must agree on this thing out loud. So here's how the conversation would go. Tonight, babe, it's not about fixing anything. It's just about us reconnecting. That's step one. So you kind of set the stage, which means what? This removes defensiveness. This removes any sort of pressure. We're not trying to talk about the problems or about past fights. We're not talking about, we never within this conversation, there should be divorce threats or we need to talk later, because nothing during this conversation other than, what are we going to have for dessert? Or did you want to have dessert here? Did you want to pick up ice cream? Whatever that should look like, but it should just look like a connection. Just connection.
What if my date night choice was to go bungee jumping?
Then I would say I will be on the other side cheering you on. I would be on the other side cheering you on. I just don't feel like I'm the right body type to be bungee jumping. I'm just too top heavy, and I'm afraid that thing's gonna and snap. But if that's your thing, and you can get your spouse to agree to it, I would go. Just do it.
So in other words, what you're saying is to remove the pressures off of what we may be going through on the daily. We're saying that as we enter into this date night, we're removing all of those things. We're not talking about the kids. We're not talking about the bills. We're not talking about work. We're removing all of those things. So we're setting rules and a guideline.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You're removing anything that's causing the stress that's going on right now. It's literally just a reconnection.
Okay.
Just a reconnection. So another piece, and we minister mostly to believers, so this is super important, is before the date takes off completely, there should be a quick 2-minute prayer. Don't get too godly or too holy, although that's okay. Like if you and your...
Don't you always tell me that you can't get too godly you can't get too holy?
Well, between you and I, we can't get too godly or too holy because we're both pastors. We both pray. But you do have some couples that are not on the same level spiritually. And you have some of us that are still kind of immature. And the way we used to do when we used to get into it before, oh, you suck, blah, 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 blah. We should pray. Okay, you pray, right?
Mm-hmm.
So rather than to do that, just kind of whoever's the initiator, typically in the house for prayer should initiate the prayer, right? If it's both of you, then you do rock, scissors, paper, because then both of you want to pray. But it should be something simple. You got to keep it short. God, we invite you into this moment, soften our hearts, help us feel safe again, restore anything that may be broken. God, bring an end to this turmoil that we've been going through. Just be at the center. Something simple, not, in the book of Romans, chapter 8, it says none of that. Just kind of invite God in gently so that we can come into one accord. Make sense?
Yep.
All right. So here's another piece that I think it's a big deal. It's really simple. Eat together slowly. You don't want to just kind of get through this thing, right? Eat together slowly. I know for us, we will have appetizers, which kind of slows things down a little bit too. Choose two appetizers, right? So that you get to pick one and your spouse gets to pick one. So it's not like, oh, you always get what you want, right? So you have to make sure that as the initiator of this date night, that you're being intentional and making sure that the friction does not come into play. And then if the temperature does start to rise for whatever reason, some of us may be, oh, you looked at that girl, or why is the waitress smiling at you, or whatever. Then you need to be the one to deviate back to where. Remember, we're here to reconnect. There's no reason why. Nobody here knows me. Nobody here knows you. Nobody's here trying to spy on us or anything like that. Let's just have our meal and let's just talk through just how was your day, right? Something simple like that. Eat somewhere neutral where both of you feel at home. So if you're used to I don't know, Paisans is pretty neutral for us. Chili's is pretty neutral for us. Places like that. But if there's something specific that the other person likes, although that's part of our notes, I think if you're married already, almost everywhere you would eat together would be neutral. Would you agree?
Yeah. But I like the idea of I mean, I agree with this. Um I agree with this, but I also like the adventure of adventuring out.
Somewhere
Like
new.
don't go to the Chili's all the
That's
time or the
good.
Paisans all the time. Like
That's good.
maybe you start researching other places and go, out to some restaurants, maybe out in Skokie or
Yeah.
somewhere farther from where you live where nobody knows you and you don't have to
Yeah.
worry about any of that.
Yeah. My only concern is if I pick it and you don't like it, that gives you yet another spark to be like, you see where you go, you see where you take us. So that's why I believe,
Well, I think
we're
you could
picking
be
somewhere neutral.
I think you could still be mindful in knowing the things that I like, and then maybe like everyone knows that my favorite food is
Pizza.
pizza.
So is half of the world's, at
Oh,
least half of the world's
right.
favorite food is
I'm
pizza.
talking
So
about me and you. We're not
yeah,
worried about half the world.
right.
We're talking about our date
Okay,
night.
so we go to a pizza place
Uh-huh.
and they give us a father and son type pizza.
Yummy.
Yeah, yummy for us.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing. I get where you're going with
No,
it.
you
Yes, I do.
don't.
I do. I get where you're going with
You
that.
see, you picked a place where they pick pizza like you eat. This is why I picked the neutral places, but then now you need to sell me on why we should go adventurous on a day where we're just trying to reconnect.
Okay, so let's think about the time for Mother's Day when you guys took me to that pizza where they make the pizza in the bowl. That's
Yeah,
something different.
yeah, but not for nothing, we talked about that place,
Yeah,
and you said you wanted to try it.
exactly.
Exactly, but we're asking people to initiate the date,
Yeah.
right, and then pick a place that they're both comfortable so they could reconnect.
Yeah.
So, I guess as long as you speak about it beforehand, but just know that if you're not familiar with the place, you may not be getting what you expect. So, and it can't be the other person's fault. Okay, good.
Yep.
All right. Um, During the conversation, it's not an interrogation. There's not, and here's a good one that's in the notes here. Don't debate the answers. Just receive the answers. Um, Ponder on them, and if there's something that needs to be discussed of a serious nature, that you would respond gently to your spouse, and if it's something that you feel may really rock the boat, that you would just say, "Can we talk about that later?" That may interrupt what we're trying to do here, and that's to reconnect. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
All right. So what? A couple questions. What has been on your heavy? What's been heavy for you lately? What do you feel? When do you feel most alone? What do you miss about us? I think that one. I think that one is big. Well, what do you miss about us? And what helps you feel loved? What would help you feel loved right now? The first two seem a little heavier, but the last two I would certainly recommend if you are trying to reconnect with your spouse. You try something. What do you miss about us, and what helps you feel loved right now? Um, Whatever the responses are, you don't correct them. Again, you receive them, you ponder on them. If there's something that requires a response, kind of come to an agreement too in the beginning that there may be things that I'm not going to respond to right away, but I will respond to them kind of expeditious manner, but just not sitting at the table because the answer might flame up, the issues that are going on, and never defending never defending why you said what you said, unless there's an apology that's required, and then I recommend that you apologize quickly. Some scripture, obviously, I always like to base everything on scripture. Is James 1:19. We are to be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Um, Make sure that each spouse has at least three things that they appreciate about each other. This is a good one. Speak appreciation. So give me three things that you appreciate about me.
I appreciate your uh
Goodness.
what?
My goodness. It's taking you so long.
What do you mean?
I mean, he
I
asked like
appre
30 minutes ago.
No, he didn't. He asked like 2 seconds ago, and I wasn't prepared to answer the question.
You're right, and I apologize about that. Here's what I appreciate about you. You're a friend to the end. You're a friend to the end. Your friends, as soon as they make themselves your friend, and um, you claim them as your friend, you're a friend to the end. Even if they ignore you, even if they ignore you, even if they, um, you know, push your buttons, disown you, and then they'll send you a text like, "Hey, can we get together?" And you will say yes. So you're a friend to the end. You also love animals, all animals, and that love has now transferred to me. Like I can't see a cat, a cow, a pig, or anything that I see the beauty of God in, and like, oh, be nice to that pig, whatever, whatever. So that's another thing, and you're always dressed to impress, and what I mean by that is that you never look raggedy, right? There's no time in our time together that you've ever looked raggedy. Why you look at that? That's a really nice hoodie. As a matter of fact, you bought me one similar to it, but a different color.
Maybe you should wear it on our next episode.
Yeah, possibly. I think mine is in the laundry. That's why I didn't pull it out.
Oh. Well, now that I had a chance to think about
I
it,
see. That was impromptu, and I had it like that. Just saying
what is that supposed to mean?
that I have
That was
greater.
off the noggin.
Yeah,
Exactly.
that I
There's a
have
lot of
great
things that
appreciation for you.
I do have appreciation for you.
Okay, go.
I appreciate your greatest desires or your greatest, you know, your first thought is always us. So like for instance, this morning, I remember walking down the stairs and him saying, "Oh, I'm going to stay in bed all day from this snow and bring me breakfast in bed." Instead, he came downstairs and he made us breakfast and like prepared that for us.
Yeah,
So
a couple boiled eggs and some toast, but
so
okay.
what? You still did it.
Yeah.
I appreciate the way that you love Mochi.
Bra.
What?
Oh,
He lets me
bra.
sleep so that he can get up with her in the middle of the night too. I appreciate the fact that you take care of yourself. Like it doesn't matter what rain, sleet, or shine, you're getting up in the morning, you're going to the gym, like clockwork. Although you tell people that it's it's what do you say? Like it's part of your compulsive
Yeah,
behavior.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I don't know if I like to really use that word, but I guess if you use it in a positive sense,
yeah.
it can be. But taking care of yourself, and I too appreciate the fact that even though I make fun of your matchiness, you too never look raggedy.
Okay.
So that was four.
Wow, look at you. All right. So again, show appreciation for your spouse. Um, thank you for still showing up. Yeah.
Well, I
Grat
think you missed a scripture though,
uh,
an important one, which is
Proverbs
Proverbs
18
eighteen twenty
21.
one,
Yeah.
and
Go
which is
ahead.
weird because Proverbs 18:21 has been coming up a lot. I was watching just a couple sermons this week, and that's been the topic of conversation is Proverbs 18:21, which says that life and death are in the power of the tongue. And the more positive that we speak, the more change you will start to see in your marriage.
Hmm.
I think, so often we're stuck in the negatives because we see things not moving in our marriage. We see things, going maybe at a slower pace than we would like it to. But I would challenge you to just kind of evaluate how you're speaking to each other and how you're speaking into your marriage, right? Like saying things like, we never go out or we never do this or we never, using that word never is a pretty permanent word,
Yeah.
and it tells people that you never do these things. We've had a lot of those
Yeah.
arguments before, never and always.
Those are lies.
Yeah, we have to be careful with how we speak on those
Yeah.
things. Is that the truth?
Yeah.
Or are you just saying it because you're angry?
Yeah. Those words are an exaggeration, and exaggerations are still lies because the word never literally means it's never happened before and will never happen again. And that's not true.
Yeah.
That's not true.
And even in your prayer life, I was watching a video yesterday where this woman was saying, I changed the way that I pray because I found myself always begging God, and
Mhm.
God never wants us in a position of begging. God wants us in a position of expecting and being in expectation of what he can do because he can do all things. And so if you're praying, this negativity over your marriage, like, oh Lord, help me with this man or help me with this woman or help me better understand her. I don't get her. I don't, start to
Or change
evaluate.
him or change her.
Yeah.
Change the way he is. Change this, remove that, add this, add that. That's not your job. That's God's job.
It's God's job. How about whatever's going on in your marriage, however you're feeling in that moment, turning those things around to make them positive. Like for example, if there's things going on financially, perhaps your husband is not looking at the money and we're spending frivolously and this, that, and the other, Lord, I know that 2026 is going to be a year where we're going to be better stewards of our money. We're going to have more money to be able to do more things, like praying with expectation of good things over your life versus, help him see that budgeting is important and that he has to take care of his family. And, we just have to be able to speak the positives
Yeah.
versus the negatives. Proverbs 18:21 reminds us of that. You have the power of life and death in your tongue.
Yeah. Yeah. A couple things. We probably should do I can do it by myself, a whole podcast just on prayer, based even on how we pray now, right? Loosening and binding and
Mhm.
declaring. That's what Jesus told his disciples. You have the power to loosen and you have the power to bind. Whatever you loosen on earth will be loosened in heaven, and whatever you bind on earth will be bound in heaven. And so that's just one method that Jesus told his disciples. This is how you should inquire of the Lord. And based on his word. God, your word says, right?
Yeah.
Your word says that I'm the head and not the tail, above and never below, and I'll walk in that. Your word says that you can provide exceedingly abundantly more than you can think, ask, and or imagine, and I'm walking in that. And so those should be the basis for your prayers should be based on what the scriptures say about who you are and what you have in the kingdom. So again, a whole 35, 40 minutes I can spend on that. But let's move. So pray with expectation and use words that lift up, not words that tear down. As a matter of fact, one more thing that Jesus told the disciples, out of the abundance of
The heart,
the
the mouth.
Pharisees,
Oh,
out of the abundance of your heart, your mouth
speaks.
speaks. And this is why you are so against what I'm doing, because I'm helping people, healing people, and your desire is that people stay sick so they can stay dependent on you.
Mm.
So anyways, so here's another thing. If in fact you don't think that a sitting across from the table with your spouse for an hour and a half is going to be beneficial for the moment, then we recommend light connectivity actions, right? You can go for a short walk, right? Go for a short walk. Have dessert together.
Yeah.
Hold hands. At times, just kind of hold hands. Sit there, hold hands. Sit quietly and listen to some worship music. Just spending some time together in the same room in the presence of God, or just just being in each other's presence without there being any sort of drama will go a long way.
You know, I just thought of, like, especially the worship music one, because we have to admit that here in Chicago we have some pretty nice summer nights. You know, taking a drive, going by the lake, and just sitting in the car, put on some worship music, and just, I mean, we used to do that in the world. Why not do that now? And if you're doing that, kudos to you.
Yeah.
But again, this is something that requires no money. And look, even this whole thing right here could be a whole date night. Go to the lake, or you know, before you go to the lake, right? Go to the store, get some ice cream, go for a nice little walk together, holding hands. Look at that. And then you can end it by, you know, hanging out in your car, or bring a Bluetooth speaker and sit by the lake and just chill like that. What does that cost? $10?
Yep, for the ice cream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People think that, you know, these date nights have to be, you know, extravagant, and they don't. They just have to be intentional and purposeful.
Yeah. Yeah. Keep it light.
Keep it light. Keep it light and simple.
Yep. So then the ending of the night, I think, is it's key, with intentionality. There is one thing you can do is ask, what's one thing that I can do this week to love you better?
Are you asking me that question?
I'm saying that's
Oh.
what you could ask.
Oh, I thought you were asking me that question.
Why, you ready for it?
What? To answer it?
Yeah.
No.
Okay. But keep it realistic. You know, nobody's perfect, so not a perfect answer. I think we set the stage too. What's one thing you can do this week to love you? One thing I can do to love you better. Please just keep it realistic for me. All right. Remember, I'm not perfect, and then I will give it my all, whatever it is that you ask me to do. And so that's also based on scripture, Zechariah 4:10. Do not despise the small beginnings. Right. And so then close with a blessing again. I bless you with peace for the rest of this week and joy. And then reset. That kind of resets the spiritual alignment. So just end the night in prayer. A very simple prayer, nothing too deep. Hopefully that blessed you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them in the comments, or you can email us at created2lead.llc at gmail.com. With any questions, we would love to come alongside of you and help you with almost anything that you hear on these podcasts.
Or if you've had some positive experiences on your date nights that have really helped you rekindle
Love
and
that.
reignite the flame, let us know so that we can also let the viewers know
Love that.
on what worked well for you, because what worked well for you could work well for another couple. And so as we kind of transition from that, we wanted to give you some little nuggets, because we did feel like we kind of sent y'all off. So if you didn't have a, you know, insightful time together, or maybe it fell short, because we all know that when we plan to do something, you know, things come in, arguments happen, the enemy, you know, tends to win. Now you have some ideas, some thoughts, some things that you can go by and do it all over again. I mean, we did say in our podcast last week that, you know, we want to make sure that we are putting these things on the calendar. At least if you could do the light ones once a week, and maybe you do one that has some cost, some additional cost to it, that where you have to, you know, save money or whatever. But those should happen at least once a month. So get creative. Now you have some ideas,
Yeah.
and get creative.
And here's what I know, that in the beginning, Adam and Eve walked with God in the cool of the day.
Mhm.
That was their regular meeting with God. So maybe you guys just go for a walk.
How about today?
Yeah, today.
Put on your snow boots.
Yeah.
Well, since
Strap
they're not
up your
getting it
boots.
till late, well, our times are different. Right?
Yeah, it'll be a couple of
just-
weeks from now.
I know.
So just know
But you said, how about today? What is happening today? They don't know.
there's almost 7 inches.
We are
almost
in a
10
polar
inches already.
vortex.
If you're from Chicago, you know what we're talking about. It is
And trees are
January
exploding.
No, they're
January
not.
25th.
No, they're not.
Nope, but Diet Coke's in our refrigerators. It's January 25th. So whenever you get to see this, watch this podcast, just think about January 25th. If you're in Chicago, and you know what? I think it was snowing in Dallas even.
It's snowing in Nashville where Tiff is at.
Yeah. So
Like the whole world is shut down over there, she
yeah,
said.
Of course.
So that's crazy. But anyways, we wanted to transition into, you
The
know,
love
it's one thing
languages.
to tell people to go on date nights and all that good stuff, but the question still stands, and I think we've talked about this before. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you know, if you don't know your spouse's love language, how are you going to be able to speak to that? Not yesterday, but last week I talked about I did do air quotes and said, you know, my love tank. Does anybody know what love tank is? No. Well, if you haven't read the 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman,
You're
or
not
you
gonna
haven't
know.
done the quiz, and I'm speaking to some people because I have, you know, when we're ministering to couples, or if I'm talking to wives, I always ask them like, hey, have you ever done the 5 love languages? What's that? I had one lady tell me, she's like, oh, I've had that book forever. I've just never read it.
I remember hearing that.
Dun, dun, dun. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
The tools are right there for you. And so here's another thing. Grab your piece of paper and pen. And if you have not taken your love language quiz, simply go to www.5lovelanguages.com/quizzes. And it'll be right there. As a matter of fact, if you just type into Google
Yeah. It'll
love
pop right
language, 5 love languages quiz,
up. Boop.
and hit enter, it's like the first thing that pops up. And so we felt that to kind of close this segment here, to close this session, we would talk about the 5 love languages, because
Yeah.
if you don't fully understand them, how are you going to cater to them?
Yeah.
Right? So the concept of the love languages, like I said, was started by Dr. Gary Chapman. And I believe we
We went to one of his.
did go to one of his conferences.
But it wasn't about the love languages, but it was Gary Chapman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the 5 love languages.
It wasn't the 5 love languages.
Okay, I was gonna like misstep and say we went to one of his conferences, but
No.
we didn't. So
No.
thanks for saving me.
Yeah, no, I think shortly thereafter his book came out, and then we purchased the book and we practiced for a little while. Remember, that's when I was traveling a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And so, you know, we would take turns. How's your love language? How's your love tank? Because that's what it was. How's your love tank? And like, fumes, empty,
Mm-hmm. Running on fumes.
running on fumes.
I-
Or I think I would be on the phone with you and be like, how you doing, babe? Running on fumes.
Cause and you know what? And we didn't get angry at each other.
No,
when
but remember what my love language is.
physical touch.
Right. And so if I'm traveling for a month in the Philippines, I'm running on fumes, remember?
Yes.
Yes.
Gianna had a big sigh back there. Did you hear her?
I didn't sigh.
Oh, I thought you went.
No, I did not sigh.
Okay.
Anyway,
So what is my love language?
right now it's time.
Quality time.
Quality time. It used to be acts of service when we
Mhm.
first did it. It was acts of service, quality times, and now seems like it's receiving gifts, especially little gifts with four little paws. And when I travel, it's always like nomad. Remember nomad?
Nomad.
Yeah, nomad. Isn't that your perfume's name?
Oh.
Oh, look at it. See,
Yes.
guys, take note.
Chloe.
Yes, take note.
Good job.
Psych.
Okay.
You
Jerk.
said you didn't want to give me high
Anyways,
fives.
we're gonna do a quick rundown of the 5 love languages, to break them down a little bit. And then again, we challenge you. And those that are sitting here rolling their eyes and like, oh,
We
Pastor
know-
Lou and Pastor Liz have already told us this. We've already done it. Let me ask you, have you actually done the quiz yet then? If not, then I don't want you to be rolling your eyes. Just go and do it.
Well, it's not only the quizzes. Are you checking in with each other?
Yeah. Yeah, it's
'Cause
one
remember-
thing to know, but it's another thing to be able to cater to that.
And to apply it. Apply what you've learned.
Mm-hmm. So the first one is words of affirmation. That used to be one of mine too. Like I love to and here's the thing, what I've noticed, and when I did my spiritual gifts, one of them on there was what's the word that I'm looking for? When you encourage people, there's a word for it.
Mm.
Oh my gosh, I know it.
Yes, what is it? Exhortation.
Exhortation.
Yes. So I had the gift of exhortation. And so I realized that although I do like to hear words of affirmation, I love to do that for other people. You know, I love to encourage other people, even when they can't see the encouragement happening in their life. Like I love to be able to speak that over people so that they can,
Well, I believe, just from my own experience, that the love language, it's not only receiving it,
it's giving it.
both. I think
Yeah.
it's both.
Mhm.
Because I of course I would love for you to touch me, but I also enjoy just touching you. I know sometimes in the middle of the night you feel me just rubbing your back, sticking my hand
Yeah,
under
and
your
he'll
shirt and rubbing your back.
And he'll be like, I'm the one that has the love language of physical touch, but here I am.
Yeah. Okay, well, because I realize though that it's two-way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just receiving it, at least for me. And maybe we should ask Mr. Chapman, Dr. Chapman, if I'm right, but it's not just, receiving the physical touch.
Correct.
It's also administrating the physical touch like you. It's not just receiving exhortation. You also like to give exhortation.
Correct.
Okay.
So an example of words of affirmation is what? Man, babe, you did a really great job
Yeah.
today.
Yeah. Anything that lifts people up.
Man, that dinner tonight was the bomb.
Yeah. Anything that lifts people up.
Or what do the young people say? Gianna, like if you were to tell me that the food tonight was great, how would you say it in your young people language?
The food tonight was great.
Cut it out. Cut it out. What would you say?
You have to know. You have to know that's what she was gonna say. I don't think there is.
There is none.
There
You're
is none.
wanting me to say like, I don't even know what you want me to
Yes,
say.
there's a word and you were about to say it.
I don't know.
This was bussin'.
See, I knew you were gonna say that, but that's not what I would
Yes.
say. Nobody would say that. You know who would say that? A millennial like yourself.
There
Oh,
you
please.
go.
That millennials would have never made up that stupid word.
Okay, well, we do not say that. I promise you that.
Then who made up that word?
I don't know, but
Not us. Anyways, let's
Okay.
move to the next one.
So wait. The words of affirmation are incredibly important. And here's what I believe the most powerful words of affirmation you can speak over another person's life is the word of God.
Yeah. Well, and we just talked about it too.
Yeah.
Proverbs 18:21.
Yeah, life and death is in the power of the tongue, but God has created you for more. No weapon formed against you shall ever prosper. Just when you speak those things into people's lives, aside from it being their love language, it's also powerful because it's driven by God's word. So
That's good.
Yeah.
Number 2, acts of service.
yes, that was yours back in the day.
I mean, I think it still kind of is. I do appreciate, coming downstairs, because our bedroom is upstairs, but coming downstairs and
The dining room and the living room.
the dining
is
room
all
and the living
picked up,
room is all picked up.
and not the way you left it.
Velasquez.
Not the way you left it.
Gianna, help me.
I can stop. I can just leave it if you want.
This is
so you
unfair
can
that
see it.
Gianna gets to be behind two big
No,
monitors.
It's not unfair.
I'm about to break my monitor.
You guys are watching whatever it is you're watching, Beauty and the Beast, and
No, that's our least
Once Upon a
favorite.
Once Upon a Time, whatever that show is, till 1:00 in the morning, so you don't pick up
Stop
after
saying
yourself.
that. I do not say
12
that.
o'clock
We
in
do
the
not-
12 o'clock
no.
midnight. Come on.
Latest 11.
Lies.
Not a lie.
Lies. Anyway, you come up. Okay, so you come up at 11, but you don't pick up after yourself. And yet, when you come down the following morning, everything's picked up. And communion is ready, and the worship song is going, and you could just come in and sit down and enjoy the service.
Very true. So thank you for that.
Yeah, you sound really appreciative. But anyways, let us move on.
I was the one that said it to begin with.
It can stop.
Okay, so what's something that you appreciate that I do when it comes to acts of service?
I'm not an acts of service guy.
Oh, so you don't appreciate any of the acts of service that I do?
How
How about all the
what?
new ideas and fun crock pot things I've been doing lately?
How is that an act of service?
It is because
we all eat.
Yeah, but an act of service, and in my notes right here
like
it says
cooking dinner. Okay.
Yeah, cooking dinner, helping with chores.
Okay.
You know.
All right.
Bruh. I need a bruh button.
Bruh.
I think you.
Oops.
That's a good one.
No, I don't have. I
Can you record it? I'll say bruh and you record it.
Maybe.
Let me know.
I can't do that.
Okay, next time.
Maybe one day.
Wow. So, okay.
We appreciate your crock pots. They're very tasty. Thank you. Yes.
They
we appreciate them.
amazing.
We appreciate them, and I confirm that it is work. It's not just dropping a whole bunch of stuff into the crock pot and letting it run. I confirm that it's not just that most of the time. Some of the time it is, but most of the time it's not. So you did good, but I think words of affirmation is more than just, I mean,
well, we're on acts of service.
Acts of service is more than just cooking dinner.
No, we're just giving examples.
Yeah. Or you just want some affirmation.
Maybe.
Okay, good job with the crock pots, baby.
Nope, not giving you a fist bump.
Delicious.
Nope.
They're delicious, tasty.
Okay, number 3, receiving gifts. That was one of yours at one point too. You like getting gifts. You do.
He gets everything for himself, so is it really a gift? It's a gift to himself. He does gift giving to himself. That's his love language to himself.
Look, it's not a gift if I give it to myself.
Yes,
it's me buying it. It's buying it for myself. How is that a gift?
It's gift giving to yourself. Everyone's
your dad.
So can I tell? Okay, all right. This is words of affirmation for you, babe. You did great this year with the gifts. Thank you for the hats. Very thoughtful.
We already talked about that. Nobody needs to know that.
Well, it sounds like you need some more affirmation.
No, I
so
don't.
Let me give you more affirmation.
But I'm saying that you do like receiving gifts.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. It's about the value of the gift.
Okay, let's go.
What is the problem here?
You're right. I do. Next.
Anyways, you know what? We're going to remove ourselves from the equation,
words
everybody.
Of affirmation. Come on, let's go.
We're not on words of affirmation. Can you stop going there?
Acts of service, go.
Good grief.
Receiving gifts, go.
Oh my gosh. So we talked about words of affirmation, acts of service,
yes.
Receiving gifts, and then there's quality time. And
But you stopped at, you didn't read the what you call it?
This love language, the acts of service is this love language is about doing things for your partner, like cooking dinner, helping with chores, showing that you care through acts of service. Receiving gifts, it's not about the value of the gift, but it's the thought behind it. A little surprise can mean a lot to someone whose primary love language is receiving gifts.
There you go.
Do you want to take the next one?
Quality time.
Mm-hmm.
This is about giving your partner your undivided attention, whether it's a walk in the park, a cozy night. It's about being present together. We spend our whole lives together. So I think quality time for us takes a totally different. It's got to take a totally different. Um, be taken to a totally different level.
What are you trying to say? That there should be a sixth one that says time
No,
away from each other?
no. I mean, you're acting like you may need it from me, but
Whoa.
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about quality time like our trip to Hawaii, where it literally was leaving everything behind, right? All of our ministries, all of that, just going. Um, what was our most recent non missions trip together?
Your cruise.
Oh, that's right. But
Yeah, but we were still
still
with
ministering.
yeah, we were still with couples and
Yeah, we were still ministering. We
How
spent.
percentage?
but
wise?
I mean even on the
It was
cruise,
good.
like I was thinking about that today as we were putting the notes together and stuff earlier. I was thinking about how even while we were going to visit the pigs, swimming with the pigs, yeah, we did that. We did that. And it was fun. And I don't care what anybody says. Okay. And nobody can tell me that it's gross and
It
that there's
wasn't
poop
gross.
floating around in the water.
No, they were
because
very
it was
attentive.
it was the most
They were very attentive to all of that. That
yeah,
was
and
not
it was
happening.
the most like it was the cleanest beach that I've ever
Yeah.
been on.
Yeah,
And it was very fun.
it was well
But
done.
anyways, you had to take a boat to get to this beach, and we had fun. There was like old school music playing, and
Yeah.
you know, we had like a good time. So that was quality time where it was just us.
Yeah.
You know, because even Hawaii, we still had my whole family there too.
Yeah.
So we were still around a lot of people and doing
Yeah,
various
but
things.
we didn't have
I'd
to.
love
We didn't have to
Hawaii.
minister though. There was a lot of ministry going on, babe.
Yeah.
Half
Okay,
the
well,
half the
that- you could also
cruisers got
use
sick.
Your other cruise. You remember you went on 2 cruises?
Oh, when we went to Europe.
To Europe. That was
That was
quality time.
Yeah.
To the utmost for sure.
yes.
For sure, I loved. We got to stop saying it. We got to go to Italy. Spend one whole week in Italy.
Yeah, we do.
You guys,
It's
did
amazing.
You guys, where were you guys?
We went to Rome.
Yeah, but we were only there for like a day.
Yeah,
or
we
two.
We were in Rome for
2
a day.
Rome
days.
wasn't built in a day.
Huh?
Rome wasn't built in a day.
So you can't see it in a day. So we got to spend more time there.
Correct.
But I'm more would like to go like to Venice and to where's the Leaning Tower of Pisa? Is that what's the name of that?
Pisa.
No, what's the name of that place?
Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Venice.
No.
Where's the Leaning Tower of Pisa?
I thought that's
Pompeii.
No, we went to Pompeii.
Yeah, we were in
I'm
Pompeii.
so
Pompeii.
jealous.
We went to
that was
Pompeii.
really cool.
I
Yeah,
wanna go
way
to
cool.
Pompeii.
Yeah,
As a
you
matter
do.
of fact, I
Florence.
Florence, probably Florence. I appreciate the Pompeii tour more than Venice. Venice was amazing. Michelangelo and
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was cool.
all those churches. It was really, really good. But again, it
Not
was
enough time.
not enough time. Hit it and quit it and get out of there. What?
Yep, that was a big
What? You guys got filthy minds.
that was pretty
Lord,
big.
right now,
But that's
in the
okay.
name of
So
Jesus.
quality time. I think the key note here is being present together.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that you do, because maybe you can't go to Italy right now. We can't go to Italy right now, but we're gonna make every time count. Well, right now we can't, but why are we gonna go?
We can.
All right.
Disney, let's go to Disney.
Gianna and I had quality time. Didn't we have quality time?
Yeah.
Yes.
What was it?
Universal.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much fun.
How many
Let's go
days was
again.
How many days was that?
Was that a long weekend, Gianna?
I think we did forgo. Oh,
I don't-
Was it?
I don't think it was a whole week.
You don't think so?
No.
I don't think so.
I
But it
think
was an expensive weekend.
Okay, well, we don't got to talk about that.
Why not?
It was only expensive one day.
No, mommy. Remember we called
Both
him on
days.
the bus and we were like, "Can
It-
we get a
Both days. And then we paid for flights twice.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh,
Anyway.
yeah. Oh my
Anyways,
gosh, what a
let us move
nightmare.
on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Let
Let's not
us
talk
move-
about that because that can go down a whole big rabbit hole.
That's right.
Last but certainly not least, my husband's favorite of all time.
Yes.
Let's announce it into this chat.
Yes.
Bum, 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 bum. Physical touch.
Why is it a bum 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 bum?
No, like the bum, 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 bum. Like, you know,
Oh.
like
This one? Oops. Wait. That's the wrong one. It's right underneath it.
Yeah, that one.
I have graduated though. So let's be honest. At one point, it was since I was gone so much, it was sex. let's,
We
let's,
don't have to.
let's because I was gone so long. There was times where I was gone a month at a time to other countries. It was that, but now it could be anything. It could be holding hands. It could be sitting close to my wife. It could be rubbing her back. It could be.
But let's just talk
anything.
about the elephant in the room, though. Because, oh my gosh, oh my god, we have found that especially with the people that we're closest with, or even our surrounding community, there is a real problem when it
Yes.
comes to physical touch. When it comes to, sorry, Gianna, plug your ears, but you're 20, you're an adult.
You're an adult.
You're an
Yes,
adult.
but it's different when you're listening to your parents talk about
Well,
it.
we're
But
not
we're
talking
talking-
about us.
We're talking about it in generality right
Yeah.
now.
Okay, well then I don't care.
Okay. If there are a lot of couples out there, whether you've been married for 5 years, 20 years, 30 years, that sex has become a very big problem, meaning it is non-existent. When I have couples coming to us and telling us that they haven't had sex in 9 months, they haven't had sex in 3 years, that is a really,
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was my inside. My inside motion. I would go nuts.
that is a really big problem. And so
fam.
again, let me just tell you, if it's that bad and if there's physical things going on, I get it. Let's seek out professional help
Yep.
to see what's going on there. Trust me, we've been there. If it is literally that because the world is weighing so heavy on both of your shoulders that it's not becoming a priority, there is help out there for you as well. There are professionals that only cater to the sexual part, portion of your relationship. If it is worth looking into and digging deep into it, then do it. Physical intimacy, physical touch, all that stuff is so important in the connection bubble that if it is not happening, that is if physical touch is like this, right? When you come together and you become one, the more that you don't do it, the more that you keep yourselves from being, intimate, or even, allowing yourselves to be physical in some way, shape, or form, kiss, hug, whatever. The more you do that, this wedge, this bubble that grows between you gets bigger and bigger and bigger until it bursts.
And it gets ugly.
Mm-hmm.
It gets ugly. Infidelity, pornography, all the things that are sexually immoral. And I think about Paul as he's talking to the Romans, and they were talking about, we're not going to give you any of the laws that we gave in the law of Moses, but just a few things, right? You don't eat anything that's been sacrificed to other gods, and you don't become sexually immoral. Just that's it. You don't need to get circumcised. You don't need to do anything else. Just praise one God and one God only. Don't eat food that may have been dedicated to another god, right? And do not get caught up in sexual immorality.
Yeah.
So it's a big deal. So if you are the one that's having the issues and you feel that you can't speak to your spouse about it, then find somebody who you can speak to that can help. Again, we will make ourselves available. Again, we're not therapists, so we're not going to give you that, but we can direct you to some people that can potentially help you. But you have to deal with it. If you're having some sort, if you're whatever it is, if you're a male and it's a dysfunction, if you're a female and it's whatever happens with females, I can't speak
Hormones.
to that, right? Hormones. We need to get that cared for. I'm gonna come alongside of you.
And that's
We need to get that cared for.
that's part of talking about the hard things.
Yeah.
We've had to have discussions where, I had to be very honest with him and he had to be very honest with me.
Yeah.
And, it's only made that part of our life better.
Yeah.
And so, we're talking about dating. We're talking about dating. We're talking about, how can we, reconnect? How can we relearn each other? This is it right here. Understand what your love language is. get yourselves, into a regular rhythm of dating each other and getting back to center. And, getting back to center means that you allow God to get into the center of that too, so that you can start to see real fruit start to flourish in your marriage. We only get stagnant, or the flame, starts to fizzle, because we don't address things, and we just, leave it for a rainy day, and it never happens. So let's just make sure that we are listening to the things that to the nuggets that we're giving you, and put some action to it. Remember, we talked about it yesterday, or we talked about it last week. Love is action.
Right.
Love is action. And so
let's review. First up, words of affirmation.
Yep.
Second, acts of service. Third, receiving gifts. Fourth, quality times. And fifth, physical touch.
Do the test, take the test, find out what your spouse's love language is, find out what your love language is, and cater to that.
Yeah.
This will help you get to know each other and relearn each other all over again.
Yep. And if you want the notes for any of this, again, put a comment in the box below. Is that right, Gianna?
I don't know what you're asking.
If they want notes from our session.
They want notes from our session. I tell you what, just email us at created to lead LLC, created the number 2, lead LLC at gmail.com. That's created the number 2 LLC, created the number 2 lead LLC at gmail.com. And we'll send you the notes and the link to the 5 love languages. The 5 love languages.
Well, thanks for joining us today, guys. We look forward to our next podcast, where we're going to talk about other topics. We may laugh a little bit, we may cry, but join us next week. We love y'all. Thanks for joining.